Hey there folks, welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time we sped our way to the death of Daniel I and saw the ascent of his son Abdestart I Abirid, now the king of Aram, with his wife Arishat, and I promised we would take basically a full episode to do a bit of a review of the nation, as today is the 100-year anniversary of the campaign beginning, the Centennial of Aram / Dammâseq, 1st of January 885. Of course, the campaign began 1st of January 785. So, with that in mind, this is going to be a bit like the first and second episodes of the campaign. I'm going to go through and actually completely reorganize my government with a big focus on trying to grab some younger characters who will have a longer lifespan and some time to build up some statesmanship, and just generally kind of take stock of the entire situation here with the nation. We have a lot of newer territory that I haven't really done much work on quite yet, aside from just generally planning out the structure of this territory. But we built up a big war chest as we waited for Daniel to pass away from cancer. We've got plenty of resources to work with here. Maybe not so much PI, but we never have that very much PI. Stability is extremely low at the minute because of our AE. We do need to probably address that, as that happiness effect is quite substantial, and we are letting our tyranny decline. Now it's at minus 0.17 as we are running a decently good charisma wife. We didn't really have much choice about this. This is the wife we had with Abdestart from before. And we do also have a new god that we're worshipping at the minute, that being Shapesh, for the increased monthly tyranny reduction. Minus 0.17 is pretty good for what we can accomplish at the minute, so I'm not too upset about that. Right, so first things first, let's take a look at our king. We did have about 2 weeks or so of him in charge while we waited for the Centennial date to kind of do this whole review. So we're going to just sort of say that he was in mourning for 2 weeks over his father. Abdestart I Abirid is 5'10", so he's okay. He's below average. Finesse is a good trait, or a good attribute for the ruler, but ultimately having higher martial would probably be a bit better. But all things considered at this phase of the campaign, unless we go to war with Kemet, which I sure hope we don't necessarily need high martial on the king at any given point here. In terms of the actual stats for the nation, his wife is giving him her increased charisma and increased zeal. He only has 1 zeal, so that's handy at least. This is also not helping with our stability situation, the super low zeal of this marital couple. But the 5 charisma is better than it could be, for sure. Now, Abdestart has a couple of traits. He's righteous, which gives him AE decay, so that's quite nice at the minute. We're at 0.69 decay per month. That's a nice amount of decay. Also, minus 10 corruption. Not sure how much that's helping here, because as we've commented before with this character, he has righteous and also guileless, but also deceitful. And so despite having minus 10 default corruption and minus 0.05 monthly corruption, minus 0.10 monthly corruption, he then has plus 0.05 monthly corruption. So his total monthly corruption is minus 0.05 in total. He still has a lot of corruption for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what the problem here is, but we will have to attend to that. I don't know if we can pay this off. I think I will run increased wages, although I will come to this later in the video, as I want to reorganize my entire government. Anyways, so he's righteous, a singular purpose, brooks no worldly distractions. He'll never accept a bribe, which isn't going to be a problem here because he's the king. He also is deceitful, so there's that monthly corruption, reducing the loyalty, which again, as the king, doesn't matter. Extra finesse is great, though. The truth may be honorable, but at least according to Abdestart, it doesn't get you very far. Characters with this trait are more likely to engage in theft, okay? He's already doing scheme influence, that's perfect. Kindly, as the commander, his cohorts have a higher chance of gaining loyalty, which isn't a big deal for the ruler. And as the ruler, Freeman output plus 3% nationally. A truer soul there never was than Abdestart I Abirid. He is guileless as well. That's minus 2 finesse, so we actually should have 12 finesse without guileless, which is irritating. That monthly corruption would be worth the minus 2 finesse if it was having an effect on his total corruption, which it's unclear how much it is. So that is not ideal. Also, corruption is affecting the monthly PI gains. That is irritating. Whatever the case, we'll try to figure that out later. Also, holdings income reduction. It's worrying when even the sheep can pull wool over one's eyes. So he also has his wife, Arishat, who's a little younger than he is, only 43. 2852. Trait-wise, I'm not going to read through everything, because a lot of the stuff won't have any effect, because she's not the ruler and can't be a commander or whatnot. But yeah, there's really nothing to really comment on there. In terms of kids, he has got 3 children. Aharam Abarid, 3-4-5-4. That's a well-rounded but slightly below average character. And then he's got his minor daughter, Mutunbal, 1-2-0-2. That's even worse. I hope that she develops some better stats there. And then another daughter named Ashera, 1-2-2-1, already looking more promising than her 13-year senior sister, so we'll see what happens with this. But Aharam may end up being our king in the future. Stat-wise, this is okay. I'll try to get him married to somebody promising, but we'll come to that later. Right. And both of Abdestart's parents are dead at this point, so that's the situation with that. And both of his siblings are dead as well, actually, too. Okay, so that's the situation with Abdestart. In terms of the national situation here in the Centennial, 100% Canaanite as expected. We have 2,561 population, of which 1,391 are slaves, so that is a huge slave population. I think we want to try and start to prioritize promoting those slaves into more useful population types like freemen or citizens and whatnot. Culturally speaking, we're at 52% Dammâseq nationwide, so that's pretty good keeping up with our population growth. We did just get a huge population increase from the entire region of Phoenicia, and the Ugarit integration is only about 9 years away, which means we're going to get even more population and an entire new region in the form of Ugarit, so that's going to be a big game changer. I think I'm planning to, if I can avoid it, not go to war for at least the period until the Ugarit integration, and then once that's kind of been sort of like linked in with our realm and kind of organized properly, then I'll think about war again. And any wars that I do are probably going to be for the purpose of trying to secure the southern Canaan area before Kemet gets over here. I'm concerned about Kemet's expansion into Sinai, but Kemet does in theory have other things to worry about. They're fighting Nubia, which is on the other side of their territory. So it's possible they just had some lingering war with Petra that they just committed to. But ultimately, Kemet isn't in the Moab and Edom region quite yet. I'm nervous, though, that they'll see Jaffa has territory in a region they consider theirs, the Red Sea region, which I'm perfectly happy to let them keep. I just don't want them entering Moab and Edom. If they do, we may have to start to come up with some plans here. I don't really have an easy way to deal with Kemet. I do think Kemet, even though I have more integrated population than they do, I think Kemet probably has a more powerful military than me. They're likely to have really strong, levy unit types like chariots that I don't really have a great answer to at this point in time. And they probably have essentially infinite money because of their extremely rich core territory of all floodplains across the Nile. My territory, again, has some lush areas for sure, but it's mostly plains with the rare river here or there, so we really have a terrain disadvantage over Egypt, to put it mildly. We'll wait and see what happens with Kemet, but for now, we're not quite there yet. Another option is we try to ally with them, which isn't something we want, which is something we probably want to do anyways, if we're not going to be at war with them, but we'll see what ends up happening. They're not open to it at the minute, but we do have a lot of AE built up, so we'll wait and see what we can do later. Right, that being noted, back over here, let's see. We also have daily ceremonies and lavish ceremonies seeming to be permanent bonuses that we have forever. I will comment, I haven't really mentioned this a lot yet, but I have noticed that for as much as Bronze Age Reborn is a very impressive work of modding, this is probably the most buggy overhaul mod I've played so far of the major ones that I've featured here on the channel, those being Imperator, Invictus, Terra Indomita, and now this one. Which is fair enough, because this is the most different than the other one, so there's probably going to be some bugs here or there, but I have noticed more instability, not in terms of game stability necessarily, but like events happening kind of back-to-back, and kind of like weird AI problems or little mistakes here or there. But this is almost like its own entire game with how ambitious it is, so I really have to cut those guys some slack, the people that have made this mod and that have worked on it before and that work on it now. It's still probably the most impressive mod of the ones that I've shown, because the others are more so expansions on the base game, but this is almost like its whole entire game, all on its own, so really no hard feelings there. Whatever the case, we don't have the civ tech required to form a new kingdom. We're not going to worry about that at the minute. That's not really a big priority. We're almost to uniting Canaan. We're only, let's see here, 17 territories away. So we could do a strategic little war, for example, with Jaffa, just to unlock Canaan. I don't think this is a huge priority. Once I start fighting Jaffa or Dibon, I would want to just start taking more and more territory, so I think I want to stay out of these southern regions for now. I also just don't have the capacity to do that at the minute. I have so much else to worry about at the minute. So Canaan will wait a little bit longer. Forming Canaan doesn't really have super huge impacts on the game. It just makes things a bit better further, as forming Aram was like. So with that being noted, we should also consider whether we're going to switch any of our ideas around. This may seem like something that would be beyond... this may seem like kind of a big thing, a big action to take given the PI cost, but it's worth reconsidering this now that we're at a really clear like high point in the midpoint of the game, the mid game. So I don't think any of these three ideas are better or worse than any of the other options in these different trees, but let's check it to be thorough, because this episode is all about being thorough and reviewing the situation. So in terms of the military idea, I don't think anything is going to be better than conscription at the minute, and yeah, I don't think so. I think we're going to keep conscription. In terms of the civic idea, I think tax farming is still the best. Yeah. Central urban spaces is very tempting. This would help out a lot across the board. But this is 20% of all of my slave tax economy, which is a sizable amount. That being said, treasury is the resource I'm the most prepared to sacrifice some of for other benefits. I have plenty of treasury at the minute, and a huge treasury built up as well. So I'm open to the idea of switching away from tax farming, especially because I start to want to deprioritize slaves, especially as I get tyranny reduced. Having really high tyranny amplifies our slave economy a lot, so as we lower tyranny, also transitioning away from a slave-oriented economy, maybe to more freemen and citizens and commerce, that's a better idea, I think, for the long-term stability of the nation. So with that in mind, we could have grabbed standardized construction before we did all these forts, but it is what it is. I wouldn't have saved that much money. Commerce, 10% commerce, we could actually calculate how much that would be. It'd be about 4 gold per month, which probably wouldn't equal out. Maybe it would equal out the slave economy loss, but unclear if that is the case. Parental loyalty, I think this is the best one, though. Capital import routes, I don't think we need to worry about having more import routes at this point. We have more than enough for our needs. And then the food bonus, again, I think we have Yabrudu under control at this point. I don't think we need to worry about that. So I think what I will do is switch away tax farming over to central urban spaces. This is just going to help across the board, and we need to start to focus on getting our current territory organized to be more stable. Whatever, my nervousness about Kemet is, I can't do anything if I'm worried about rebellions in Phoenicia, for example. So let's go ahead and switch this. Central urban spaces. Enlargement and renovation of the central forum within our capital will provide for additional civic building opportunities. It is of paramount importance that our subjects are proud of their capital. There we go. Okay, perfect. And then over here in the religion idea, I really do think tolerance of pagans is the way to go, but it's worth considering anything else we need here. Mandated observance, as I said in the second episode, I believe, maybe it was the first episode, is a really, really strong alternative, so I don't want to necessarily overlook this. In terms of what it would do at the minute, assuming, I don't remember if it boosts Omen. I think it just boosts the Omen bonus. That would boost our tyranny loss as well, which would be quite nice. So that is worth considering. But is slightly increased tyranny loss better than 15% Dammâseq happiness? Probably not across the board. It's tempting, but I think, again, like I've said before, if Tolerance of Pagans was a little more of a balanced, I think it's unbalanced in like a strong way. I think I want to keep Tolerance of Pagans. I can't justify the happiness bonuses for all Dammâseq being reduced by 15% just for slightly increased tyranny loss. I think we're okay with this. So, yeah, Tolerance of Pagans will stay at this time. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to do as well, and this might be a little controversial, I think I'm going to completely, like I did in the first episode, fire and rehire all of my officers with the aim, again, of younger characters, trying to find good talent. I seem to have a constant problem with brain drain and just a lack of good characters to work with, so I may have to resort to some old-timers with higher statesmanship sticking around or returning to office, but first things first, I'm going to very carefully fire all of my governors. I hired this guy just temporarily, and when I say younger, I mean under 50. You know, we don't have a lot of young characters to work with, it seems. But first of all, this guy, he has the lowest loyalty, so we're going to fire him first. Let's see here. And then we will attend, and then everyone's going to change all the policies everywhere. I know that that's going to happen, so my plan is over time to address that with PI, but I think it's important to try and make sure that everything is organized properly, so dismiss this guy first, and then down here, you're 69 loyalty, you are 56 loyalty, and you're too old, so I'm going to fire you. That's the guy that came in when my king ascended to be the king, and that's the king, this guy here. I'm going to fire you as well. Okay. So obviously we're going to address this because we can't leave regions ungoverned. And of course our core Herman region is governed by the 10 finesse of our king, so that's pretty good. Certainly wouldn't want to replace him anyways, even if we could replace him, which we can't. And then we're going to go over to our tech trees and fire these guys as well. Make sure to start with the lowest position, or the lowest loyalty guys here. And then let's go back over to the offices, and being very careful here to fire lowest loyalty first. We have pretty good loyalty because we're Canaanite, so I'm not too worried we're going to have problems here, but you never know. Lots of gray hair in this cabinet here. We will have to see what we can do here. And I'm just being thorough here. If I had infinite time, I could do this maybe like off camera, but I like to do everything in this campaign on camera, just because I think people like to see my process. I think that's what a lot of people are interested in. Okay. That, I think, is everybody. Okay, so first things first. Highest priority of who goes where is for the governorships. Let's actually think about this mathematically. So in terms of the population, obviously Herman is our highest population location, but we have an interesting situation where all of our regions, and we do control the entirety of all three of these regions. There's no territory that we don't control that's in any of these regions, if that makes sense. I guess technically Ugarit controls part of Phoenicia, but we control that conceptually, and we will directly control that in about 9 years. But yeah, all of the actual like tiles and whatnot is under our control. So population-wise, Herman is our premier and also our core region, with Jordan Rift Valley at this point actually being the second most populous. And even without governors, we can see here that they're all comparable. Like there's slight differences, but the actual income of these provinces is very similar across the board, which is a good sign. And that means that Phoenicia has a lot of potential, because Phoenicia hasn't even been organized yet. We just took it, and this coastal region having good commerce isn't really, or having good income isn't really a big surprise. So over in Jordan Rift Valley, let's see here. Also keeping in mind as well that Phoenicia and Kadesh and then Herman are all Canaanite, but then over down here in Jordan Rift Valley in Jordan, there is still a large number of Rabat Amani dominant culture people, so having a really, really good governor down here is a huge priority. Let's first consider if our children are in a position to be governor, or rather our one son who can be governor, Ahiram. Basically no is the answer. 4 finesse is not going to cut it, so we can't really groom him for success here. So, okay, I'm already seeing some problems here. Alright, we have a couple okay people. Ideally under 40 is what I'm looking for, like Bat Noam would be an okay person. 10-9 also makes him a really good general, so that's also quite nice. I think he's previously been a governor too. And being submissive, losing province commerce isn't the end of the universe. Although he has 40 corruption, which is not great. I guess I could do, what do you call it? The sanctions? Oh no, I can't because he is crafty. Hold on. You can't sanction someone with crafty? Well, that's not great. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to put somebody with 40 corruption into the governorship. He's going to have to get passed over. We may end up with slightly lower quality characters for now, but trying to keep corruption low. And with Bat Noam as well, Yeah, 0.50 per month is outrageous. I absolutely can't put this guy as a governor. He will have so much corruption. That's going to cause so much disloyalty and just other problems as well. Bomakal is under 50, so I could... This was the guy... He also is crafty, though. Ugh. Let's see. Umeshtart has been a frequent governor, and 1011 is a great set of stats there. Proud, so that's more fort defense. Could be handy in my southern region. Hopefully it won't be handy, but we'll see. And then loyalty-wise, let's see. He's a pretender. Why is he a pretender? Let me figure this out really quick. Oh, he's related to me. That's why. Or was this? Did I adopt? Was this the guy that I adopted? I don't know how this guy's a pretender. I'm not 100% sure about that. But he also is ailing, which isn't great. But he doesn't have any bad health traits. I don't know what's going on exactly. Let me come back to this guy later. Let's see here. You're too old. You're too old. You're probably too old. You're too corrupt. This guy is kind of promising. 4-8, so not the best not the best marshal. Ultimately, we can just rely on mercenaries for marshal. I don't really need to have high marshal governors, even with levies. You're deceitful, which isn't great. Oh, you're a Sama. That's right. You're my Sama character. You're probably too old. Okay, Ipfer, Kura, Mashid, 2-6, so not great. But he has no corruption, he's pretty loyal, the Scorn family thing will go away. Local research points from being governor could be kind of nice too. He might get some traits that give him more finesse, and 6 finesse would probably be okay. I think I really am going to commit to the long term here. So Ipfer Kura Mashid, I'm putting you in charge of Jordan. This is your chance to show me what you can do. Also, extra commerce as governor. So, research points in commerce from down here could be quite good, with all the Dammâseq that are assimilating down there. Okay. I'm putting some faith in you, youngster. Show me what you can do. Alright, next most important region is going to be Kadesh, which makes sense. Okay, literally anybody young that we can use here. Yeah, I think 5 and above is going to be my hopeful cap, or my hopeful floor, rather, for these characters. And this is with everybody fired as well. Can I do that decision to get more characters from my culture? Promote talent. When I tried this in one of my previous campaigns, it didn't do anything, so I'm kind of nervous to do this because it costs 20 PI. Yeah, I think we need to just roll with what we have. Yeah, not having women available is really screwing us up here, because we just have so few characters to work with. You know, I'm going to bite the bullet and go below 5 for finesse. Yeah, if we have so many other bonuses going at this point, we should be able to get away. I need non-corrupt, loyal characters, even if they're not the best, wunderkins in the universe. I can be okay with that. Let's see here. Too old. This guy might be good. 39. He's a little on the older side for the youthful governor team that I'm trying to assemble here, but 4-4 is okay. He's super loyal, so that's good. He's deceitful too, though. Okay, that gives him stacking corruption, so no. This guy's too old. I could put my son in charge of something. 3-4, I guess, isn't so bad. He does have nefarious tendencies, but that shouldn't be increasing above 10. And then we don't really have a lot of other good characters down here. Let's see here. I guess I can make my son governor of Kadesh. Kadesh seems to be a recurring governorship for the heir, so it's kind of like a fun little family tradition at this point. It wouldn't be a bad thing to give this guy some practice with ruling as well. He's going to be very loyal as the heir. And the corruption, That's not great, but it's not trending up. It's only at 10, which I think is okay. Alright. On the basis of not being too bad, you're going to be the governor of Shairit. Also 25 is definitely on the younger side, or 23 rather is on the younger side. Okay, over here in Phoenicia, yeah, I don't like the monthly corruption. That's not going to work for me. Let's see here. This guy might be okay. Chelbase or Mitba. 7-3, so we have a slightly okay martial leader over here. Reduced pop growth isn't a huge problem. We have techs and whatnot that give us pop growth, so it's only slowing things down. He's arrogant, which isn't great, but aside from that, no problems. Or I should say, like, minimal problems. I don't think I want to go below 3. That's, yeah, so let's go ahead and hire this guy. Okay, that is that. And then, next most important, I will, actually, let me assign my researchers just for merit, so I'll assign some very old people to be... Oh, now everyone's young. Where'd all the old people go? They're all down here, okay. I'll just assign the highest quality people to be researchers. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, here it is. These guys are actually not too old, all things considered. This guy's going to be the oldest, probably. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, research is super critical to have the highest quality people be there. I think this is the best spread we can do here at the minute. Okay, and then over here in the offices, most important for now, let's get a really, really good Omen Power guy. I think for the... Ooh, we also have this guy here. This guy's pretty promising. I think we'll try to get younger characters when we can, but yeah, you know what? Let me try to get younger characters. We'll have a new set of characters. The tech world is where some of our older guys like Umashtar, Bommelkal, people that we've had for longer, can kind of retire to the tech environment. But over here in the government, we do want a young set of characters, like with the governors, even though that's going to result in lower quality work here. You should probably be in my martial area. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna really commit to these newer guys. Let's try to go for like 35 and below if we can. Because how old is my actual king? He's 47. Yeah, let's try to go for a really young government here. I know this isn't the most min-max thing to do, but having to constantly replace offices is just so much hassle, and I kind of like the idea of a fresh start with the Centennial. Let's see here. 37 would be fine, although you're crafty. That's just going to affect... These corrupt characters can be in the government with no problem, though. That's not going to be an issue at all. I'm actually going to make this guy my marshal, I think, for the mercenary maintenance reduction. He has some statesmanship built up already. He's, you know, kind of young, because I think we will rely on mercenaries in any war situations. Alright, AE change. Let's try and get people below 40 if we can. Okay, you are promising. Milker mid. Legitimacy. Yeah, that's mostly going to be from stability. Okay. This guy is below 40. We looked at him earlier. That's okay. He'll have increasing corruption, but it's okay. Do I have anybody at all who's not super old? anybody anywhere. No. Alright, this guy's over 40, but only like a little bit. He has pretty good finesse. He's deceitful. He's also righteous. Okay. That's fine. For the tutor... This guy's promising, for sure. Okay, we've got a younger cabinet organized here. I just want, for this king's reign, for the cabinet to be relatively stable. Okay, and then for the physician, let's not forget about this position as well. This guy's actually kind of good, too. 663, or 6360. I think... Actually, no, not for the physician position, though. Let's get, under 50 if we can help it. Yeah. Let's get that guy. Okay. Yeah. Over 6, or 6 or over, I guess except for this guy. We're a little strapped for choice around here. I guess, can I get somebody under 50 that is 6 or over? No, I cannot. That's fine. This is an okay cabinet, all things considered. Okay, with that noted there, let's see here. Now that we have everyone hired, let's do the War Council really quick. Alright, all Dammâseq sleeps as the War Council drags well on into the night. Assembled are 3 brilliant Aramaean minds, summoned to provide insight, each determined to convince us of the validity of their argument. Bat Noam, the author of several tactical treatises. Ind Damu, a well-known Rogan philanderer, and Arshi Aha, an advisor of uncertain standing. In fierce competition with each other, our advisors parry and counterattack. Engaging in a melee of oratory that would put the ancient bards to shame. As the hours drag on, it becomes clear that Ind, Damu, and Bat Noam are in agreement that we must look to Alalakian lands for our next campaign, that being up here. Arashot believes in the lands of Dor. This is... Okay, yeah. I do think that Dor is the better option. And loyalty-wise, we do gain loyalty with the lowest loyalty character, although this guy isn't a family character, so his opinion doesn't matter. We already have a claim on Dor, so I don't really need this claim. Yeah. Dor's also allied with Jaffa, for what that's worth. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually not do anything here, because I don't really want to lose loyalty with family characters for no effect at all. I guess I could do this and get a claim on Alalak. I don't really want to act on this claim, but I may as well, I guess, get the loyalty with the family character. So let's wage war on Alalak. Sounds fine to me. Okay. So that's the government reorganized here. And I know this is not the most, like, min-max way to approach this, but I just want to try to get younger characters some statesmanship. We have a serious problem with all of our good characters being really old, so having young characters with good statesmanship is important. Because if we just keep having old characters, we're never going to have a stable government here. Law-wise, I'm not going to really change anything here. Over here, Ahiram has almost complete succession support. I guess his sisters are considered next in line. That's totally fine. We could also pay money to get popularity for Abdestart. What's his current popularity? 91, that's pretty good. It's reducing really quick, though. Popularity, kind of like stability, has a scaling trend. Yeah, this would slow down his popularity loss. His high popularity is probably helping. Yeah, it is helping with the tyranny loss as well. It's probably worth holding games, to be honest, for extra popularity. Plus, Abdestart could participate without any wars to do, because rulers gain a lot of popularity from sacking. holding games is a good way for Abdestar to kind of start his rule off in a good way. Alright, let's get that going. We have plenty of money for that. Speaking of money, let's see here. I think economy-wise, nothing really to change over here. We could increase the wages, and what I should do is, now that I've changed my whole government, let's investigate. For employed characters, what's our corruption situation looking like? So this guy here, the Marshal, this is Botnoam. So this guy, Crafty, I can't tell if the 40 is locked in place, or if it can be decreased back down to 20. So we could reduce his wages eventually through that. Abdestart, he actually, I think... Yeah, so Abdestart himself needs to have his corruption reduced, and the only way to reduce my own corruption, I think, is through the law. So let me go ahead and change this. This is going to be very expensive, but I think it has to happen. Oof. Ouch. But this should now, yeah, minus 0.15 each month. That is going to reduce it gradually. And this is mostly about reducing Abdestart's personal corruption more than like the rest of the officers. Because Abdestart is a governor, and this I wouldn't hire someone with 27 corruption to be a governor because of the corruption. So I need to try to reduce his corruption as best I can. So we will be going with that. It's painful, but we got to do it. All right. Obviously, we've select Shapesh, so that's going to be our god for this point in time. That's pretty good. And then yeah, there's actually only 2 holy sites that are hold on, what does this mean? Hold on. Sabu. Oh, you know what? We actually picked up a holy site up here. I didn't even notice that. Yam is a Canaanite. Oh yeah, Yam is, I believe. Yeah, Yam is. Yeah, actually, I didn't even notice this. So we picked up a holy site up here. Yam is one of these military gods. Integrated culture happiness is an interesting military bonus because it's not really a military bonus. Probably not better than national manpower, but actually possibly better, because it will actually increase manpower indirectly, and also increase tax and other things too. So an interesting thing we might switch to Reshep away, although we've had Reshep for a while, and I have a temple for Reshep, so let's not necessarily do that. The thing won't stay at Hasabu anyways, but desecrating this gives me 10 stability? Why do I gain stability for desecrating a holy site that I control? Wouldn't you lose 10 stability? No, you gain 10 stability. I mean, I would rather have 10 stability than this random holy site that I didn't plan out and I don't want to keep up there, because that's not even going to stay a city in the long term. I mean, Hasabu itself is upset about this. I don't care about them. Yeah, if this actually gives me 10 stability. Let me test out if this gives me 10 stability. It actually did give me 10 stability. Wow, okay, I don't have an explanation for why I get stability for desecrating a holy site. But okay, I'll take that. Alright, in terms of culture, let's see here. Where can I set up a colony now? Do I have colonial ventures? I don't think I do at this time. No, I don't think so. Let me look at it like this. In terms of population, the Tyrians are my largest population group. Found a colony in Tyr. Tyr isn't where I want the colony to be, though, because I'm not going to keep... yeah, Tyr's not going to stay the provincial capital for much longer, so we have to keep waiting on that. Huzaza, I think we have a colony for... Or actually, we don't have a colony for these guys. Where does Huzaza live? They're the ones over here. Found a colony in Huzaza. Huzaza's not my planned location, so no. The Berotians, probably living around Berot. We'll put it in Hildua, because if so, I'll set it up. No, that's the wrong guys. It actually does put it in Hildua. I think I'm going to look at it from the population numbers amount. So yeah, I think we want to build a thing in Hildua. Seems like a good idea. Okay, let's get this, what do you call it, cooldown going. Hildua gains Colony, with all those associated bonuses. I think this is the way to go. Alright, Hildua, a Dammâseq colony. The arrival of Dammâseq settlers has hardly endeared the local population to us, but the foundation of a colony in this area is without a doubt the best way to exert control here in the long run. Soon even the local Barotean inhabitants will see how our city will prosper and surpass any previous settlements they may have had in this area before the land was confiscated. Okay, so we're gonna get the Colonial Ventures cooldown going, and we're gonna try and keep on top of this for this time. So for this century, we'll try to keep on top of this. 1st of January, 888. We'll come back to that. Okay, now this is a big thing I wanted to do this episode. I'm going to completely reorganize all of my trades based on the situation of all these different locations. So we are going to lose out on one of our extra trades we were getting, but that's okay. I do want to do this here. So let's cancel all of our trade routes. In fact, I might be able to do this from my trade menu, so I will attend to that in just a minute. Once I finish in Damascus Oasis. Oh my gosh, alright, here we go. Okay, then over here in the trade thing, imports, yeah, I think I can cancel. No, not imports, exports is what I want to do. Yeah, here we go. Cancel. No, not exports, hold on. I am trying to cancel imports, yeah. Alright, let's do this the right way. Can I cancel all, or I have to just do it manually? Here we go. Yeah. Speed, commerce economy, destruction. Okay, good. And then someone will retrade for my exports. I think I'm actually going to also cancel all my exports. This may seem like a weird thing to do. I want to, once I start getting export requests once again, prioritize trading to Kemet, like mainly. Like my economy is about to crash when I do this, but I really do want kind of like a fresh start here. Alright, there's only a bit more. Because I will get the requests pretty soon here. Okay, there we go. Now I have all the resources everywhere, and I can start from scratch. Okay. So first things first, we are going to organize internal stuff for Damascus Oasis, because this also means that I have all the resources in every location, and I can plan whether I want to get something sent away or not. Actually, let me come back to the trade in a minute. There's more to do first. I will raise my Jordan Rift Valley levy and send them on a roading trip around here. Send them from Nahalul. And you guys here are going to road from Nahalul up to Akko, and then from Akko through, let's see here. Do I want to go along the coast? Let's at least come to Akko for now. We'll worry about the route a bit later on. And then Merc-wise, nothing to worry about there. Diplomacy-wise, we're on Domineering stance. That does seem to be the best option here. We have one more relationship available because we're a major power, but I don't think I need to worry about that. Ygritte's opinion is totally maxed out. Tunip likes me a lot more than they did before. I think they're loyal as well at this point. I'm going to go ahead and increase my relationship with them, just to be thorough. Also, hello, Mari. You are now closer than you were before. I don't know when this happened, but Mari has expanded in a big way. Eugh. Okay, I think an alliance with Mari might actually be the way to go. And I might also prioritize trading with Mari. I don't want to be at war with Kemet, but Kemet will probably... I mean, I don't think Kemet would attack me as things stand right now, but Kemet definitely won't attack me if I'm allied with Mari, and Mari is open to the idea. They don't like that we're a competing power, but once my AE goes down... Let's see... They may drag me into wars, which could be a problem, and they have been quite warlike. I guess we can just... Let's like, boost relations with them, but not necessarily ally with them, I guess. Let me start boosting relations with Mari, and actually also with Kemet, just to be thorough. We're in damage control mode for now. Okay. And then technology-wise, nothing really to say over here. Family-wise, the Milkramids have extreme government presence right now. They should be super grateful. All of these characters, and nobody has any finesse. Love that. Oh, they're cloned. Oh, this is like it's like a UI glitch. I was about to say, wait, there's like clones going on. Yeah, this is like, it's just a visual glitch. It's like counting correctly. Yeah, I was about to say earlier, like, they were grateful with 2 out of 2, and I had assigned only 1 person. Interesting. Okay, I don't think this is affecting. Actually, it is affecting power base, but only on the family level. I don't think on the character level it's having any effect. Okay, that's kind of a weird glitch. I think I saw on the subreddit that someone else had a cloning glitch going on, so maybe this is something the recent update gave. Whatever the case, we also could do a mission now, and I think I'm actually going to go for growth of Jordan Rift Valley. Jordan's, you know, has the chance to become quite a powerful part of my core, so I think we should foster growth in Jordan. So let's go for this mission here. Jordan Rift Valley is a region under our control with unrealized potential. We should send our administrators and procurators to this governorship to strengthen our hold over the area and grow the local economy. This mission will deal with developing the region of Jordan Rift Valley. This will include strengthening local autonomy in Sama, increasing the food supply, developing local mining and prospects for new deposits. Okay, so Sama needs to be a city and have a tolling station. Well, that's going to require a civ advancement, right? Yeah, that requires trade development, too, which might be the next one I go for, so this one literally isn't possible at the minute, unfortunately. This one here, we need to have farming settlements in all of the food settlements in Rakat. We could get to work on that. Alright, and this one here requires... This one's easy to do. We need a mine in Rabat Aman in one of these spots. Let me get a marble mine going. Actually, we have a marble mine. But where else did the mission want me to put it? Oh, over here. We need a mine for the base metals. Let's get that going. Actually, before we get that going, let me, for one... Actually, we have stone already. Let me get that going. Yeah. We have stone locally, that's right. Okay. And then once that's done, we're going to get this mission done, and we can work through the mission tree. Okay. Now, back over to the trade thing. So, my plan here, first things first, because now I'm not locking up all the resources, and I will have first dibs at all the resources I was trading for, because I just canceled them. So now I have access to way more, for example, noble resources that I can put in the best provinces for nobles. But first things first, let's get our 13 trade imports organized over here in Damascus Oasis. So, what do we want to do here? First things first, we need fruit once again to get loyalty firmly 100% under control for everybody. So let's trade with Ugarit for now. In 9 years, we're going to have to reorganize our Ugarit trades, but fruit is a priority for extra loyalty. And then we could also get more vegetables. We should consider, can we get local surpluses from the resources we have around here? We could get more ivory through hunting camps. We already have 2 sets of ivory, though, as well. Yeah. But we could get more ivory through hunting camps. We should try to get at least surpluses. 15 slaves would give us 1 more vegetables. Is this the only vegetables in the area, though? Yeah, I believe so. I think we should... Let's see. Which of these options do I want the most? Probably farming settlement for vegetables. So I would need 15 slaves in total, I believe, here. Which I believe I can pull off. How many from Dammâseq? We have quite a few from Dammâseq. And then down here is fine as well. There we go. Now we have a surplus of vegetables locally, permanently, like with stone. No need to switch our own trades for that. Okay, and then for livestock, let's try and get a surplus of livestock locally as well, so we're saving our trade slots. Where's my livestock resource? Here it was, yeah. Alright, we just need, let's see. The farm wouldn't affect the amount we need, but it would still be good to get, probably. Now we'll worry about the farm later. 17 slaves. We need 10 more slaves over here. Also not allow slave promotion around here. Okay. Move pops. I want from where? Honestly, wherever I can get them. I need 7 more. And then I need, let's see, 3 more. I can get 1 from Hadrada without losing an extra stone. Good. Oh, we just need 15 now. Okay, it updated. Perfect. That is enough. Great. So now we have livestock in the capital province, surplus with no trading. Bricks we already have surplus of. Let me see here. Getting extra dates is a big priority for sure. I think I might need to move some slaves in from other locations. Let me think about this. Also, this is this guy set it to. I'm actually check really quick what all my governors set things to. I mean, here in Herman, everyone's at Borderlands, which is correct. Down here, it's a big mixture, it seems, but nothing. We'll come back to the policy stuff next episode. There's probably going to be like 2 episodes here of this stuff here. Just being thorough. Yes, let me get slaves from Sa'aru. We have 77 slaves down here. Yeah, we have a bunch we can move over. Let me move slaves into Kiswa. So what do I need here? I need 15 slaves. So Kiswa has 7 slaves now. Let me move some more into Kiswa. From Darik. And then from Sa'aru. Kiswa, move them all into Zabdan. Kiswa. Alright, and then from Zabdan into Erabin for the extra dates. Alright, perfect. Okay, and now we have dates locally. And so this is a lot of work, but what I'm trying to set up here is as many of my local resources I get surpluses of without the need to even import. And then lastly for cloth in Maraba, I think it is worth getting cloth locally for extra noble happiness. What would this require? 20 more slaves. Actually, this is a city, not a settlement, so I won't do this in the cities, I'll just do it in the settlements. Okay, that is pretty good. Now in the import world, what do I want? Well, I think a no-go, or a no-brainer is earthenware. We definitely want earthenware. Probably want precious metals as well. And I'm thinking just about surplus bonuses right now. Actually, dyes is a huge priority. 8% noble happiness in Damascus Oasis, and then 8% nationally. Although these are all internal trades. Honestly, getting the 8% national bonus, even from internal trades, might be worth it, because noble happiness is a huge effect on unrest. So, let's see. These are all going to come from the Phoenicia area. And they're coming from all of my, these Phoenicia cities. Let me think about this. It produces 2 dyes permanently, or why is the reason for that? I do not know where all these dyes are coming from. I don't really want to do internal trades, though, if I can avoid it, so let's hold off. We can't actually get any more marble, which is a huge bummer, but I think we can get marble internally. Actually, yeah, you know what? Getting marble for the surplus bonus is really important. I think I should actually do internal trades, even when it's not going to be as valuable. Dyes are still quite valuable. So let me trade over the dyes from Acre and from, let's see here. All 3 of these places won't be cities forever, but I think it was Tier that had the extra copy. Alright. Now I've got, let's see. Yeah, 8% noble happiness in the nation. Alright. Cost to deify ruler, that can be interesting. And then I will trade from Galad the marble, and then I'm going to set up another marble trade as soon as I can. I can reach Naxos now, interesting. I can reach the Greeks. So let's save one spot free for another marble trade. Actually, let me go down here. Where's my marble producing area? Yeah, there's not a lot of it around. It's also hard to see. It looks the same as the other color scheme. We do have a mine here. Let's get another copy of marble right now. I think that's a priority to get the tyranny reduction. These resources are so rare, I've got to lock this down even with internal trades. Alright, so what do we need here? 12 more slaves. Or, there's no mine there, there's no mine there. Any other marble around here? I don't see it. It's really hard to see. The color is so similar, but you can barely tell. Yeah, there is some marble out here, but it's not colonized. So yeah, over here, I will just go ahead and move 8 slaves in here from the rest of the province. I guess Citium is fine. And then Rabat Aman as well. There we go. Extra marble. We should be able to trade that as well. Here we are. Alright. Marble surplus is secured. Very good. Okay, anything else in this area? The tech investment stuff I don't think is as big of a deal as this other stuff here. And we can't trade for Lapis anymore, which is a big shame. I should have thought that the Lapis trade might be kind of hard to re-secure. So we're going to lose out on the Lapis. That's okay. We have almost 3 monthly PI, which is more than enough for our needs at the minute. So we can hold off on that. In fact, actually, let me go ahead and end the episode here. I'm going to consider between episodes what else I want for my internal trades, or my capital trades. But probably next episode is going to be pretty similar to this one, just a big, slow kind of reorganization of things, just to really turn our nation from on the verge of constantly falling apart to a really strong set of really well-organized, self-reliant regions that can actually put up a fight against Kemet. Not to say that that's what's going to happen, but I'm certainly concerned about that. Or against Mari. You never know what might happen with these guys. Whatever the case, that's it for this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.